All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the A.D.H.Deep-Dive, the show that's not about ADHD, but is full of proof it exists. My name is David J. Mund, and it's going to be a quick one this week. I think this is episode 16. I actually went through the process of recording a full 2-hour episode, but about 45 to 50 minutes of that episode was me processing some shit in real time as words left my mouth that I realized I had not processed or dealt with yet. And as vulnerable of a space as I want this podcast to be, it wasn't fun to listen to. It was a lot of me just bullying myself. And yeah, like I said, kind of processing things real time that have happened in my past. Is this focused? I don't know if the camera's even focused. Shoot, man. I'm having quite the week, guys, which actually is going to lend itself to why this is going to be a pretty short episode. I am currently going through a phase of trying to stop smoking weed. I don't know that this is stop, but it is definitely a temporary. It is different. It's a pause, okay? I need to step back a little bit. I know I've referenced in this podcast that I believe I have a healthy relationship with weed, and I think that technically I sort of kind of do. And that's why I think that it's important for me to consider stopping smoking for a little bit. Because it's in this phase of my relationship with weed that I can kind of reflect on what I want it to be for me. And I think the only way for me to do that is to stop for a little bit. Guys, I'm a stoner at heart, okay? I don't foresee, some total personality shift where I'll shame you if you smoke and you got to be sober, man. You got to be straight edge, dog. That's the only way to freaking live, man. Straight edge, or you're just a freaking chump, I don't foresee that in the future. But, I should probably take a step back from it for a little bit. Sorry, I'm kind of on a little bit of a ramble here. I think that my camera's out of focus. I'm not 100% sure, so I need to shut this off and check. I'll be right back. All right, so as with most things, I was just in my head about it. It didn't appear to be out of focus, but I guess I'll find that out when it's on the big screen. So yeah, that's all I really want to talk about my whole weed thing right now. I've gone through many of these phases throughout my life, going kind of in and out of smoking, and then bullying myself for smoking, and then bullying myself for smoking. It's not the relationship with weed I have a problem with. It's my relationship with myself, and I have to figure that out sober for a little bit at least, and then I can re-explore weed as a tool to kind of enhance creativity. But right now it sort of feels like, I don't really get stoned these days, which is kind of a bummer. If you've been smoking for a while, you realize that that's tolerance. Man, I just miss the tolerance, and I just miss what it did for me, rather than just being like, man, I wish I could get high right now. Gus was staring at me for a bit and, come here. You want some love? Come here. Let's see if he can get, oh, he doesn't want it. Oh, okay. He knows he was going to have to come up and give me a hug on camera, and he didn't want it. I'm just kidding. My dog's not camera shy. I don't think animals are camera shy. They don't know what they are, right? Anyways, so the biggest reason that this episode is going to be a short one. Let me preface this by saying I'm good. I'm okay. I'm all right. Physically, mentally, I'm okay. I crashed my car. There's some black ice. The last episode, I actually complained about there being no snow in Michigan. And last night, I slammed my car into a telephone pole sliding on some black ice going like 20 miles an hour. So I am currently without transportation. And I can't get a lot of the things done that I really need to get done out of my house. Get out of here, kitty. My roommate's cat likes to eat my plants. She's not allowed in my office. So what was I saying? Yeah. So the vehicle's not totaled. It's not like there's not a lot of exterior damage. I think more than anything, I just need an alignment. But I'm not a car guy. I know nothing about vehicle repairs. Um, I know that I was coming down a little bit of a hill and I went to turn right and like I was stopping. I'm trying to remember this all now because it was late at night and I was a little bit freaked out about it. Anyways, I'm coming down a hill. I'm trying to stop. I realize that I'm not going to be able to stop. So I figured that with the momentum, I can kind of come around this curve a little bit rather than blasting through a stoplight. So I turn to like go around a separate side road and then I just carried my momentum. And while my tire was turned, I slammed into a telephone pole. Probably wasn't going 20 miles an hour. Maybe that's an exaggeration, but it was fast enough that I got a little bit of whiplash, and my vehicle's going to be. I can't get anybody to look at it until fix it until Tuesday. It's currently Saturday, so yeah. There's just I wouldn't have anything particularly positive to talk about in a longer episode. And before this episode, like I said, I shot another one, and it was really just. It was hard to listen to. Even from my perspective. I don't know if it was just because I'm like day one of not or it was I was in day one of not smoking or what, but yeah, I was bullying the hell out of myself in that episode, and there was a couple times where I had to like kind of lean back and put my head in my hands and think, and I'm just saying thank God it wasn't live because that would have been hard to come back from. Am I getting a bit of a sinusy thing? I'm realizing now I got the sniffles. But I also feel a lot of physical shit when I'm mentally stressed. Like if I'm like overwhelmingly stressed, I get really like bad stomach pains, or casual stress exists in my head as like a headache, like a constant headache. So with all that, I don't know if my immune system's out of whack or whatever. It's winter, and there's a million different epidemics of colds and flus and covids and pneumonias and bronchitises and all that shit because we live in a cesspool of evil bacteria that leech onto. We know how it works, biology and stuff. But yeah, I think I just wanted to give some sort of recognition to the people who do listen by addressing. I wanted to address this, saying that it's going to be a short episode. I didn't want to just have nothing out because I think there is a commitment that I made to myself. Sorry, I got to get this cat away. Get out of here. It's a very sweet cat. No, it's not a sweet cat. I love all domesticated animals. And I get that all animals have a behavior wrapped in instinct or formed by instinct and experiences and past owners and stuff. She's got a very sweet owner now, but I think there's been a bit of a hard time adapting to my house or to this house with the dogs. So I think she's just a little bit sassy is the biggest thing. And she likes to eat my plants. Love her to death, but that's a no-go. You don't eat my plants. Only I get to eat my plants. Anywho, what was I even saying? Oh yeah, I'm just trying to address the fact that this is going to be a short episode. You're already probably annoyed that I've talked about nothing substantive. This episode, among many others, clearly has nothing really to do with ADHD. It's just the proof that it exists. I can't stay on track. I can't remember. And to bring it to the weed conversation, I just want to kind of also make sure that some of this frantic behaviors and speaking and patterns that I go through and experience, I want to make sure that is more of a personality thing and not that I'm like getting too high or I don't know. I don't really know how I'm trying to process that all in my head. So why don't I just go ahead and wrap it up right now? Thank you guys for actually tuning in. I'm sorry that it was a short one this week, but you are very kind to even give me the time that you have given me, especially on these solo episodes where we get a little bit more vulnerable, a little bit more personal, and a little bit more of a subjective experience. It's just me kind of projecting and talking and rambling and ranting. At least when there's guests, there's some sort of like, wow, we get a break from that guy. That guy being me. You guys want a break from me. See, I'm in my head. Okay, I gotta go. I love you. Thank you for sticking with me. We're going full steam ahead. Bunch of cool episodes lined up. We got former instructors of mine, former teachers. We've got very dear friends coming up, seriously talented creatives. And this sponsorship, this partnership thing that I mentioned, I think it was last week, is starting to really click and get. So I'm just saying, listeners of the A.D.H. Deep Dive are about to get some really cool exclusive content. Not just video and digital content, but like perhaps some physical items, such as perhaps clothing or knickknacks of the sort. I don't want to bury the lead too much, or I don't want to spoil it too much. You'll find out when the time comes, but it's right around the corner. As for now, I'm going to get out of here and try and whip this edit up because it comes out in 2 days. Thanks, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye.